Welcome to SK Shadow, welcome to a brand new series. We are going to be doing F1 Manager. Pretty much all the other F1 YouTubers are doing it, so I thought we might as well give it a go. And we are going to be doing a series on it. So the first thing we need to choose is a team. Obviously, we're not going to do any of the big ones like Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari. I think we are going to go for HAAS because it is a good balance between having a relatively okay car. I mean, their season objective is 6th. Long-term objective, podium contender. So we're going to have to try and develop their car enough to get them on the podium. And their starting budget balance is low. So we're going to have to try to attract some new sponsors, bring in some money. You can see team performance-wise, their car performance currently is only 7th. And obviously they want a season objective of 6th. So we are going to have to work a little bit to try and get towards that. And their driver performance is 10th out of 10th. So they're not very good. So we might be looking to move on one or two of the drivers, bring in some new people. We'll have to see. Star performance, we're not doing too bad. 5th, and headquarters, again, 10th. So we're going to have to be doing some upgrades over there. Got reserve of Pietro Fittipaldi. To be honest, I doubt I'm going to be promoting him. We will be looking for the likes of Oscar Piastri. Nick De Vries, obviously, in the recent F1 weekend. Did very, very well on his F1 debut, I guess. So yeah, we will continue and see what we can do. So over here on the left is the board. This basically tells us if we're doing a good job or not. Obviously at the moment board confidence is medium. We haven't done anything yet, so they haven't got anything to base our performance off of yet. And again, reiterating season objective of 6th and long-term objective of podiums. You can see our next race obviously is Bahrain in 11 days, and we haven't really got a huge amount to do until then. In terms of money, we've only got 15 million, which I will say from the small bit of playthrough I did in Alpine is not a lot of money. I think Alpine started with like 50 million or something. So we're definitely going to be having to work very hard to get sponsors and make sure whatever upgrades we do are definitely worth the money, because we haven't got a lot of money to be able to spend. Does say projected income is 182 million though, so we have got decent sponsors. I mean, we've got 82 million in total for the year of sponsors, so at the moment not too bad. We'll have to see. So we've got some emails here to begin with. We have Audrey telling us that our technical chief is Simone Resta. Our head of aerodynamics is Aaron Melvin. So they're going to be the guys that are going to be lending their expertise to new car part design projects to help us build, hopefully, a competitive car this season. We've got some sponsor obligations as well. So this is what they want, basically. They want one or both of your drivers must make media appearances. So Kevin Magnussen is going to be making the media appearances, and that's going to give us £714,000. Mick Schumacher is going to give us £4 million of media appearances. Jesus, that's a big difference there. Race hospitality, factory event, race day factory event, and £1.5 million in merchandising. So that's where a good amount of our sponsorship money is coming from. So just before we kick off our first Grand Prix, we have had an email showing us the post-Bahrain testing results, so we know where our car is. It's not looking good. Obviously, this is out of 20 cars, not like the 10, obviously. So top speed, 13th, acceleration, 13th, low speed, 9th. Our high speed is definitely where we have the issues. We are 15th in high speed. Overall, we're really not that quick. So we're definitely going to have to start getting some developments in as soon as we possibly can. We are finally into the race weekend here for Bahrain. There are some performance targets, apparently, that we are going to have to meet. So each performance target will give us a little bit more money if we manage to hit it. But if we don't hit it, then we lose money, which obviously isn't very good. So these are the ones that are guaranteed anyway. So it says if one of our drivers gets 12th or above, then we'll get 106,000. If we set the fastest lap, we'll get 186,000. I very much doubt we'll be hitting that very often. And then if we can get 2 drivers finishing 4 races in a row at least 14th position, then we'll get 1.5 million. So that is possible, but with the car, with the performance that it's got at the moment, I'm not sure. And then the difference is, well, you can click on these and say, okay, I'm going to reach Q2, I'm going to reach Q3. If you do, you get the potential reward, but if you don't, then you lose your money. To begin with, I don't think we'll be setting any of those because we don't know quite how our car is going to perform yet.
Welcome to the archipelago of Formula One. Bahrain might have a small land footprint, but it's showing its big spirit right now in the grandstands. Either way, it's time for another fantastic weekend of Grand Prix racing. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
So there we go. We begin our first ever race weekend. This is what it looks like. So you see we've got practice 1, practice 2, and then 3 qualifying race, obviously. Before you start practice, here you can set up who's going to be driving, what tyres they're using, what the run plan is, everything. So here, for example, car 2, I could change it to Pietro Fittipaldi and use him as the reserve driver. That'll give him some bonus points, and then we can basically make him faster by doing that. But to begin with, we might as well not really touch most of that. Because it's our first race weekend, we're not actually allowed to manage the practice sessions, and we have to simulate straight to qualifying. So we're going to have to do that and see how they manage to do in practice. Here we can see the results of practice 3. So our team, we've got Magnussen in P12 and Schumacher in P14. So we're not doing too bad. Initially, obviously, it's only practice. We don't know exactly how that will reflect in qualifying, but initially it looks like we're faster than the Aston Martins and faster than the Williams, and seemingly faster than Ricciardo and Tsunoda, but again, we'll have to see. I think we should be on to qualify at least like 15th and 16th, so if we can get at least one of the drivers out of Q1, that is pretty much the aim, I think, here. And then you can see from practice, Schumacher has picked up 10 out of 15 performance bonus, and Magnussen 11 out of 15, so you can see here that this performance bonus basically just increases their stats. So Magnussen now has 79 reactions, 90 braking, that sort of thing. And the way you max that out is by having full climatization, full car parts knowledge, and a setup confidence of above 75%, I think. So now practice is done, we can go over to reports and have a look at the practice reports. So compound performance, basically, we've got the softs lose 0.11 seconds a lap, mediums 0.07, and hards 0.06. So there's really not that much between them, and the thing is, like, average lap, you've got softs 132.1, medium 32.2, hard 32.3. You would definitely expect more of a performance difference, and this is actually one of the things that the developers of the game will be fixing soon, because at the moment, yeah, there's really not much point using the soft in the race. You might as well just go medium hard, and that's it. So we are into qualifying now, and this is what it looks like. Very, very nice graphics on this game, I will say. But the first thing we need to do is send out one of our drivers. So it looks like it's going to be Schumacher. We are sending out here, as we get a nice little cutscene here of Schumacher coming out of the garage. And there he is. We see him there. Also McLaren and someone else coming out a bit late. I'm not sure who. But there we go. Here is our driver and our first glimpse of what the game looks like. Very, very nice graphics, I must say. It's currently in automatic mode. You can take control and then choose like their performance, but in qualifying there's no real point because they just do it themselves anyway. So here is Schumacher. Let's see if we can get Magnussen out as well. So here we go. Mick crosses the line to start our teams and his first qualifying lap in Bahrain of the season. Thankfully, he has not been caught up by any traffic. That is a thing that you do have to be very, very careful of on this game. Ended up sending your guys out in traffic because they just don't get out of the way. So we'll have to be careful. Well, let's see what sort of time he can get on the board as Magnussen is making his way to start his own qualifying lap as well. There we go. He has set a 132.7 and Norris has set a 132.3. And then Russell 131.9, so it's not terrible, but we'll have to see if it's enough, because it's still slower than Tsunoda as well, who we were quicker than in practice. And here is Magnussen, and he has set, if I can actually see the times, there we go, a 132.2. So he is quite a bit faster than Schumacher initially. That's what, 5 tenths or so? We might just be able to get Magnussen out of Q1. So Schumacher is back into the garage now, which means we need to bolt on a new set of tyres for him. We might as well bolt on a new set of softs because it seems like he's going to need to go a fair bit quicker to get out of Q1. So we're going to give him the best chance of doing so. Hamilton is currently 18th. I'm guessing he had traffic on his lap. So he is definitely going to need to set a better time. Otherwise, that could be a shock qualifying performance from him. But we're actually the two last cars to come out on track here. Hopefully we manage to get around and actually do our qualifying lap. Otherwise, that is already some pretty terrible performance from us. But I think we should be okay. We've got 1 minute 55 to get round. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks like Ricardo. What's happened to him? Jump on board. He's just stuck there. I don't know why he's not moving. That is going to cause some issues for our drivers, I think, if he doesn't get moving. I'm just going to watch the replay there, but we missed it. But our drivers are beginning to make their lap here. We got Magnussen just behind Schumacher. So the guys that could potentially knock our drivers out are Vettel, Stroll, Albon, Hamilton and Latifi. Now, I do expect Hamilton to go faster, which will put Schumacher into the drop zone. So we just need Schumacher to go faster than Ricardo. He's only got to find a couple of attempts to do it, but again, it does depend on Vettel and Stroll as well. There we go. Schumacher already relegated by Hamilton. Vettel crosses the line. He can't go any faster. What about Stroll? No. Is Albon going to be able to get himself out of Q1? No, he's not. Okay, so Schumacher basically just needs to go faster than Ricardo. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he's not. That is it. Magnussen actually managed to get himself into P10, but Schumacher just wasn't able to find the time there. There's not even a tenth between Ricardo and Schumacher. But that is Schumacher out of Q1. So into Q2 here, we only have one driver to be managing, unfortunately, and that is Magnussen. In Q1, he did manage to get 10th, so if he can repeat that, then we might even have a driver into Q3 in our first ever qualifying session. So we've already got our first car out on the track, and that is Pierre Gasly. What tyres has Magnussen got on at the moment? He has got on a brand new set of softs. Now, do we send him out on that? Or do we send him out on some used softs of 90% and then send him out on the new ones at the end? I think we're going to have to do that because we've only got one brand new set and we don't want to ruin it, especially if we end up in some traffic at the beginning of the session. So we're going to put on these old set of softs for him. Here we go. Magnussen is coming out of the pit lane for his first run in Q2. Hopefully, we can put a relatively representative time on the board. Obviously, he is using the used softs, although seemingly in this game, it doesn't make a huge difference whether they're used or not. So he crosses the line to begin his lap. I think we are going to be okay for traffic. Nobody has come out. I think Alonso did come out. So he is currently on a warm-up lap. So hopefully Magnussen doesn't catch up to him because Alonso is going very, very, very slowly on his warm-up lap. You can see here that is Alonso in the distance going very, very slowly. I think Magnussen is going to get caught up by him. Come on, Alonso, get out of the way. He just doesn't. Look, I mean, come on. This is why I didn't put Magnussen on new softs because Alonso's just there weaving about, seemingly has no idea how to look in his mirrors. And that is Magnussen's lap pretty much ruined. So I'm just going to call him in because that's not going to be a very fast lap, I don't think. We are going to put on the brand new set of softs and then he's just going to have to do one flying lap at the end of this session and hopefully it's going to be enough to get him into Q3. Now we see a replay here of Tsunoda on his lap and he just spins it. That is not good for him. Was that a flying lap? Yeah, it must have been because he's 3 seconds down. So he's also going to be having to have one shot of trying to get out of Q1 alongside Ocon, Ricardo, and obviously ourselves seem to be the guys that got caught up in traffic. So with just under 3 minutes to go, we send our driver out. Are we going to be the last car this time? No, we're not. We are going to be okay. I think we're the second to last maybe. Oh no, we've actually got quite a few cars behind us. So hopefully, fingers crossed, nobody speeds or locks up or anything in front of us because we only have this one chance. And there has been a yellow flag. Ocon did lock up. Let's see this replay. Going into the corner here, he has a big lock up and yeah, that's his lap ruined. He was in the bottom as well, wasn't he? I don't know if that affects our driver. Hopefully not. I don't know where Ocon is. He just sat there. Is that going to affect our driver? No, he's all the way at the back. Okay, that's fine. But that is pretty much Ocon out of this session now. So we're on board with Magnussen here. He crosses the line. What sort of time has he done? It's enough a 10th, but there's still people out there that can deny him here. We've got Joe Guan Yu. He's going to be crossing the line. Is he going to beat our driver? Hopefully not. 11th. He's gone into 11th. Ricardo and Ocon are the next two that can do it. I don't think Ocon is going to do it because of his lockup. But Ricardo is the last person that can send Magnussen out of Q3, and he hasn't done it. Magnussen is in. Look how close the time is. Magnussen are 1.229 off of Sainz, and Joe was 1.299, I think. Oh, here we go. We can actually see the time. Yeah, literally less than a 10th between Magnussen and Joe. But it's enough. It's enough to get Magnussen into Q3. Right, I'm just going to send him out right now. Right at the beginning. Hopefully that means he doesn't end up in traffic. We have come out ahead of the two Red Bull boys who have come out in order, along with Alonso in the back there. So we are going to be the first driver to set a time in Q3. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. So you see us here just speeding through in full-time speed. We've got Leclerc. Are we going to get caught up by him? Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Where is he? Is he coming out of the pits? He's right there. Magnussen. Ah, this is not going to go well, is it? This is going to ruin Magnussen's lap. Or is Leclerc actually going to get out of the way? No. Oh, why does he do that? I mean, Magnussen could have moved a bit further to the right, to be fair, but that is going to make Magnussen's Sector 1 very slow. He's also going to be holding up the two Red Bulls as well, I think. So they're probably not going to get very good laps in either. Honestly, traffic in qualifying is mental. So Magnussen with his lap is currently a second off of the leader, Sainz, with Leclerc. Oh no, I'm reading that wrong. He's a second off of Alonso. Never mind. I was reading the wrong page. Wherever it is. There we go. He's 2 seconds off of the leader. A second off of Alonso with Leclerc all the way down in P10. He must have got some traffic as well, but that is not going to be good for the Ferrari, who is obviously going to be hopefully trying to win the World Championship in this season. We'll have to see if they bottle it like they do in real life. But at the moment, Sainz is on pole with Perez and Verstappen. So that is quite odd. Max not finding the pace there. But hopefully we can send Magnussen out on his new softs without any traffic. Leclerc is the first driver out, so clearly his team have decided that they cannot afford for him to be behind anyone causing any issues, because he definitely needs to try and set in a representative lap here, because his car is definitely better than P10. What sort of time is he going to set? Is he going to get himself on pole? He crosses the line, and it currently is pole. A tiny, tiny, tiny bit faster than Sainz. What is that? 7 thousandths currently? Sainz is going to be the last driver to cross the line, so it's going to be a fight to the end for pole here. Magnussen crosses the line. Unfortunately, isn't able to do any better than P10, but to be honest, we couldn't really ask for much more. And Sainz crosses the line. He does improve, but only by 5, was that, I guess, thousandths. And Leclerc just pips pole. That is got to be one of the closest pole laps. Leclerc with a 30.928 and Sainz with a 30.931. And yeah, Max getting out-qualified by Perez. So, not sure what's gone on there, but overall, a pretty decent performance for our team. Would have been nice to have Mick into Q2, but with one of our drivers starting P10, we might be on for some points. Okay, so we are into the race weekend now after qualifying. Obviously, Kevin Magnussen starting P10. Hopefully, he can get some points. But Mick Schumacher, obviously, not being able to get himself out of Q1, that is going to cause some issues. First thing we need to do, set a strategy, of course. So it seems to think that the fastest strategy is going to be a soft to medium to soft. Otherwise, we can try soft, hard, medium. But we might as well go for the strategy that it says is going to be the fastest, which is the soft, medium, soft. So he's pitting lap 14 and then lap 40. And then with Magnussen, let's see what we can do with him. So we'll probably just stick with the same strategy. Why not? Soft, medium, hard. We'll say he can push a little bit on both of those. But it does say it's actually going to be a little bit slower for him to do that. But We'll see. We'll pit him lap 18 because we don't want him to pit too early. They haven't got the best car setup confidence, unfortunately. Obviously, we had to simulate practice, so we weren't able to adjust this ourselves, but Schumacher's only got 62% confidence. You can see his oversteer is way too high. He doesn't like the traction levels either. And then Magnussen, it's mainly his braking stability here that's not good. I'm not going to mess with these. I mean, you can't anyway because of park firm. You can only do the front wing. But yeah, we'll just have to stick with it and hope that they do all right. But yeah, now all the strategies are set. We can go ahead and start the race.
There's a very overcast night in store for the drivers who are now lined up on the grid. There we see Kevin Magnussen. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. And we're just moments away now. Here we go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Here we go. So we've got the race start here. It's going to show us an outboard view for the time being. Has anyone managed to get themselves further up? So Schumacher, are on board here. He's going down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo here. Everyone is going really, really slowly. Oh my God, that's got to be the slowest turn one in Bahrain I've ever seen. That's crazy. Not sure what's happened there. So Schumacher is currently on the tail of Ricciardo. Is he going to go for a inside move here? Unfortunately not. We'll move on to Magnussen, see how he's doing. You got Norris nowhere near, so Magnussen is currently uncontested. And he is trying to get past Gasly. Oh my God, he goes for a massive move there. And there we go, he's got past Gasly. That was unexpected. And here we go, we watch a outboard replay here. And yeah, he just absolutely sends it down the inside. Clearly got relatively decent braking performance. And we jump back on board after that replay, and he's already trying to get past Alonso. Is he going to be able to do it? We'll go on the outboard view here. Looks like Schumacher has got past Ricciardo as well. We'll see a replay of that as he sends it down inside here into the downhill left-hander, where in the F1 game you always manage to lock up. But he's got past Danny Rick there. As we jump on board with him now. Magnussen did manage to get himself past Alonso. Yeah, we've set their tyres down to aggressive now because we don't want them to overheat too much. And we've also set the fuel to balanced. We'll change the ERS to neutral as well, because the last thing we want to do is run out of ERS. Because, especially on this game, if you run out of ERS, you are very, very slow. But yeah, overall, after the first lap, not too bad. Magnussen's gained himself a couple of positions. Schumacher up into P15, and we've got Magnussen here in P8. Is anyone close behind him? We've got Alonso is like a second off, so I think Magnussen's okay. It's pretty much as high as we would expect him to be. He could try and get past the two Mercedes, but we're not on the pace of the Mercedes. Bottas, though, in P5, he's not doing too bad. We've got Verstappen here. He's going to be trying to get past Perez into turn one. Is he going to be able to do it? We go on board. The camera cuts off a little bit, but he does send it down the inside. And Verstappen... Oh, it's not quite yet. There we go. Okay, Verstappen through into P3. And then he'll be trying to chase down Sainz, who is trying to go down a move on Leclerc. Still side by side here. Which one of the drivers is going to back out? It looks like it's Sainz. So Leclerc manages to keep his lead. But it has... The Ferrari fighting has allowed Verstappen to try and get through as well. So they'll be under pressure from the Dutchman very soon. Sainz once again is very, very close. Is he going to try and go for a dive bomb here? You got Verstappen in the background as well. Very, very close. This is going to be interesting. Honestly, I know we should probably be focusing on our own drivers, but this is a very interesting fight. In the top four here, all very, very close.
They're currently P15.
You can see on the map here just how close they are. We just have a quick look at how our drivers are doing. Tsunoda has got himself back past our team driver, Mick Schumacher. He could do with going a bit faster, to be honest. Magnussen, his tyres are well worse for wear than Schumacher's are. What about everyone else's tyres? So Schumacher's at 86%, and then Magnussen's 77, 80. Schumacher has done the move on Tsunoda. Look at the straight line speed Schumacher had. That's crazy. He was well past him by turn 1. Looks like Verstappen has managed to get himself past Carlos Sainz as well. So he is going to be hunting down Charles Leclerc here and trying to get his first race win of the season. We'll have to see. We'll go 2 times speed, see if he can do it down this straight. He's very close, and he's passed way before the straight. There we go. Verstappen from, I think, 4th, wasn't he? Because Perez actually out-qualified him. Has managed to get himself into first place already. And Bottas is basically being a bit of a roadblock, to be honest. I mean, you've got Russell and Hamilton here, with Bottas up ahead being, a roadblock 3 seconds off of Perez there. Magnussen is actually caught up to the back of Lewis Hamilton now. He is within DRS. So if Bottas continues to be a roadblock, he might be able to get past him. I think he should at least be able to get past Bottas. That is the aim here. Russell has managed to do it, and Hamilton is very, very close. I reckon coming into this corner here... Well, I was going to say he's going to do it, but there's been a crash. Who is it? Who's the crash? I can't actually see who's crashed here. Let's watch the replay.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Oh, it's the guys in front. So Leclerc got back past Max and went wide and hit him. Not who I was talking about. That was Sainz and Perez. So I swear Perez had wing damage from that. Unfortunately, you can't really see. But he hasn't gone into the pits yet. Is Perez coming to the pits? Yeah, he is. So he got wing damage. Back on board with Magnussen. Hamilton has finally got himself past Bottas. And then Magnussen is hopefully going to be trying to get past him soon. That is the idea here. And Schumacher is up into P13 now. So both of our drivers very much on the pace here. And Gasly's got past Magnussen. Well, we completely missed that, but that is not good for Magnussen. We'll give him some overtake. He might be able to retake the position going into this DRS point here. I'm not sure if he's able to do it, though. He does. There we go. We've managed to get Magnussen back past. Well, I think you can push on the fuel, both of them, actually, for a little while. You've got Leclerc and Verstappen are still fighting, like, the entire time they have been fighting, as we are on board with them now. And Leclerc managed to get himself back past Verstappen. Honestly, this entire race so far, they've just been back and forth. As Alonso has overtaken Magnussen. It's not going well for Magnussen, is it? He managed to get past everyone, and he's just been falling back. I don't know if there's an issue with his car or something, but he's falling back here. He's down to, where does that put him? P9 now. He was behind Bottas. I don't know exactly what's going wrong. His fuel isn't looking great either. We're going to have to try and sort that out. He's still on track for the tyres. I think I'll put them on standard just because they are wearing out a bit. Like, he definitely has the most tyre wear out of everyone at the moment. Schumacher's still doing okay, 63%. I think he can stay on the aggressive strategy, especially given that he'll be coming into the pits pretty early as well. So we'll see what he can do with that. I mean, we might even one-stop him. I don't know. I know the hards do work quite well on this game. And Alonso is still within DRS of Gasly, which doesn't help Magnussen, because it basically just means that, oh, hello. As I say that, Gasly has a massive lockup. We literally saw that on board. I don't know if we'll get a replay of that. Yeah, here we go.
Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly.
It just has a massive lockup. There we go. Where has that put Gasly? He is down in 15th now. Oh, AlphaTauri not going to like that. He was doing well, and yeah, that helps. That helps Magnussen. He's actually managed to get past Alonso while we were having a look at that.
Okay, good job. That's one.
So he's back up into P7, but unfortunately now 4 seconds behind Bottas. Not very good. Schumacher's tyres are getting a little bit warm. So we'll put them back down to standard. And then we should be okay. To be honest, he's got enough tyre life left for us to go attack and just try and get past a few drivers. Okay, here we go. This is the optimal pit window for our strategy for Mr. Schumacher. Now, we can split the strategies and go for hards, maybe, to the end. It just depends on if that will work, but I'm not sure. I know, I think we'll just stick with the softer mediums, why not? We'll pit him now. Jump on board with Schumacher, understood. And he is now into the pits.
And white line.
As Magnussen enters the pit window for his strategy. So he can come in now or he come in a couple of laps later. He's on 32% tyres, so I think we might pit him now. I'm not sure. But here we go. On to the mediums. And Schumacher is out of the lane with a stop time of 3.7 seconds. Not fantastic. Certainly not fantastic, but he is now in a good bit of free air. So that has worked. We have got him out in a nice bit of free air. And the guys ahead look like they are a group of cars involving Perez, Albon, Vettel and Stroll. As Alonso gets past Magnussen once again. We might be better off just pitting Magnussen to get him out of this constant fighting with Alonso. Magnussen's even complaining about the tyres, so it probably is time to come in. We could just pit him for hards and then hope for the best. I mean, they would have to last a lot of laps. You know what? I think we'll go for the hards. Why not? Change it up a little bit. Here we go. Pit this lap. Magnussen will be coming in very, very soon. Slows it down, and what's his stop time going to be? Looks like a lot of other people have come into the pits as well. What tyres has everyone else chosen? That's the question. He gets a stop time of 3.7, so pretty much exactly the same as Schumacher's was. What tyres are other people on? Okay, we're not as crazy as I thought, to be honest. Pretty much everyone else is on hards. We've got Sainz, Russell, Bottas, Perez, Norris, Tsunoda, Gasly. They're all on hard tyres. Now, are they bringing those hard tyres to the end? Or are they going to be pitting again a little bit later on? We'll have to see. Schumacher, as because of everyone else pitting, unfortunately wasn't able to use as much free air as we would have hoped. Because we pitted him a few laps earlier, but obviously a lot of guys have come in for hards. So he's now stuck behind Tsunoda, unfortunately. This strategy view here reckons that we can actually get to the end on these hard tyres. Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Oh, and he's gone wide. What's he done? What's happened here?
Let's take a look at the replay. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen.
He's locked up and he's... Oh, no.
That's far wider than they would have wanted.
Far wider than they would have wanted. What a line.
The team are devastated.
And our garage are very unhappy, and I'm very unhappy. What has he done? Down into B17.
And that's the lock.
Honest, I don't think the tyre strategy matters anymore. I don't think we can get these tyres to the end either. I don't think he's murdered them that badly, locking up, but I honestly don't think we can get him to the end. Like, if we remove this stint, yeah, it's like 5 minutes. We can't get... Schumacher manages to get himself past Tsunoda finally in the DRS zone. You see our next target is the McLaren up ahead as well. But we need to focus on keeping Tsunoda behind us. Somebody has gone wide. Oh, Gasly again.
Here's the replay. Now look at this. It's Pierre Gasly.
Oh, he's trying to get past our driver and just locks up in almost exactly the same place. It looks like he hasn't lost anywhere near as much time as he did before. Yeah, it's quite ironic, really, isn't it? You had Magnussen and Gasly fighting up in sort of 7th and 8th earlier, and now both of them made mistakes and they're fighting each other again, but this time not in the points. So, it's not going to be a good first weekend for us, is it? Neither of our drivers in the points currently. There's a yellow flag for some reason. Another crash. Who is it? Is it Vettel? He's got a little marker next to him for some reason. Let's watch this replay. So this is Vettel and Alonso. Alonso trying to go down the outside of Vettel and smacks into Vettel. Is that Vettel out, or is he just... Oh no, it's just a penalty. Okay, so Vettel's been given a penalty and Alonso's had to come into the pits. It's all going wrong for these mid-table cars, isn't it? I mean, you got Alonso, who was fighting up there as well. Now he's into the pits, and you've got, Ocon in P4, although he hasn't actually pitted yet. I don't know if he might be going for a one-stop strategy. That could work out pretty well for him if he does. Verstappen has finally managed to, I'm guessing through pits, build a gap on Leclerc. And then you've got Sainz, Ocon, 2 Mercedes boys. Bottas leading there in P7. He's not doing too bad. And Schumacher, in all this carnage, is currently in the points. He's currently in the points, but like I say, he is the head of a big old DRS train. So we will have to keep an eye on him and his tyres to make sure we can get them to the end. As I say that, you've got Norris trying to go for a move on the inside. Is he going to be able to do it? And someone's locked up. There is a yellow flag in Sector 3 because Alonso is locked up. You can see just how close this pack of cars is here, though. You've got Joe there, Norris. I mean, I don't know what Ocon's doing in the background there. I think he lost himself a couple of places, maybe. But Schumacher is firmly in the middle of this. And this is the only time where a DRS train is good, because it means that Schumacher can stay in P10. And hopefully try and stay there for the rest. Well, obviously get further up, but not drop in this race. It would be nice to have at least one of our drivers in the points after Magnussen just bins it. We jump on board here, and Leclerc has managed to catch back up to Verstappen, and earlier on was momentarily actually in front of him. So Verstappen thought he had built a decent enough lead, but it looks like it's not going to be enough, because that Ferrari is very quick in the hands of Leclerc. Seemingly Sainz isn't able to match the pace. He's over 10 seconds behind, as Russell and Hamilton are fighting, both on different strategies as well. Hamilton on the mediums, Russell on the hards. Could be interesting to see how that plays out, as Leclerc gets himself past Verstappen nice and easily. Once again, I imagine the rest of this race, they're just going to be fighting as Schumacher has been overtaken by Tsunoda and is now down to P11. There's another crash and a VSC. Okay, here we go. Pit stop time. DRS is disabled. Do we bring Schumacher in for hards? There is a VSC. There is a VSC. Schumacher, we shall pit him for another set of mediums, and hopefully I can get him to the end. Or we put him in the hards. I think we'll put him in the hards. Okay. So Magnussen is... Schumacher, sorry, is going to be coming in for the hards. Magnussen, has he got enough tyre? Can we make mediums last enough time? Estimated lifetime is 33 laps. 27 laps left? It's the only option, really, isn't it? We'll just have to try and eke them out. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to double stack them. See what happens. Let's have a look at the crash.
Now, just watch the Mercedes.
Oh, it's the 2 Mercedes drivers. They've been fighting with each other the whole race. And almost a spitting image of the crash with Perez and Schumacher at Sainz earlier, actually. Not sure who got damaged, but it is a VSC now. A lot of other drivers have come into the pits. Okay, right, we're good. We're okay. VSC is still out. Magnussen is coming in as well. Schumacher, what's his stop time going to be like? Comes in and he's got a 3-second stop time as Magnussen comes in. Can we do a good double stack? Look at that. That is the perfect double stack. And the VSC is ending. It is going to be ending. Okay. Normal racing conditions. It's affected Magnussen a little bit, but Schumacher had managed to get himself back out. We could probably keep Schumacher on aggressive tyres, to be honest. I think Magnussen, we're going to have to keep it on standard to get him to the end for those mediums. Now, how many stops have other people made? So these guys are on 67% hard, so they'll probably get to the end, I think. So the only guys that actually made 2 stops were Russell, Hamilton, obviously because of damage, Perez because of damage. I don't know, actually. Everyone else has only done a 1 stop. This might work out. This might work out. I don't know. We're just going to have to skip forward. They're both in a good bit of clean air, so we'll just have to skip forward and see what happens, really. Right, we saw there Joe has gone into pits, Verstappen into the pits. Other people going to be going into the pits soon, hopefully. Latifi and Ocon into the pits. Gasly into the pits.
Just moved up a place.
Leclerc into the pits. Okay, everyone is slowly starting to go into the pits now. Okay, on to lap 44 now. A lot of people have come into the pits, which means Schumacher is now P9. Magnussen, P11. This is how close our 2 drivers are now. Okay, more people have gone into the pits. We are now P8 and P10 as Ocon has run wide. Joe's got past, but we have... is that Schumacher? Oh my god, they're both getting past. This is just madness as there's a yellow flag on Sector 3. Schumacher managed to get himself past, but unfortunately Magnussen wasn't able to. Okay, Magnussen is past Joe. Do we tell Magnussen to hold cars behind? I don't know if he'll be able to do it, because then we can keep a gap between Schumacher and Magnussen. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have the pace to be able to do it. Joe's... How did that happen? Joe managed to get past both of them. O'Connor's got himself past Magnussen. We knew it was going to be a stretch.
What's the situation?
Right, Schumacher.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Push. Use a bit of deploy. No, Schumacher's been overtaken by Ocon. Come on, last lap. Last lap push. Can we do it? Can we get past Ocon? We've done it. We're past Ocon. Where are we? Just about. Yes, we are past Ocon. Absolutely fantastic. Come on. Charles Leclerc eventually wins the race.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
And Schumacher comes home in P9.
That was great. Thank you.
What a crazy race. We managed to get points.
Good job,
We
mate.
managed to get points. He's brought it home.
Burnout.
2 points for our team. Absolutely fantastic. So there you have it. Our first ever F1 Manager race is complete. We managed to get Mick Schumacher all the way up into P9. So we bring home 2 points as well. Magnussen only managing P11, which is a shame. Mick Schumacher made up 7 positions, which I think is the most of anyone. In terms of drivers, obviously it's exactly as the results show because it's the first race. But then in terms of constructors, we do actually have 5th place at the moment, albeit only because we've got 2 points with Alfa Romeo with 10. I feel like a lot of the fighting we're going to have is going to be with the likes of sort of Alpine and McLaren and sometimes the Alpha Tauris as well. Obviously Gasly being pretty unlucky because he was definitely up there. But the Alfa Romeos, unless we make heavy upgrades, they are going to be quite far ahead. And unfortunately we don't have a lot of money. So I think upgrades are going to be slow this season. But we'll have to see what we can do by sort of the midpoint of the season. Hopefully we'll be fighting with them. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fantastic stuff. And make sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss our next race in Jeddah.